Well, good morning, Cape Breton Live. Janet Dermody here, and today is Banana Loaf Day. So we're going to start this with a joint. So while I'm smoking my joint, getting my bake on before I get my baking on, I shared the recipe. Morning, Miss Marie. And here is the recipe. Let me see if I share it the other way. Give it a better view. All right, so of course it's so hard to get a good picture. All right, so there's what you're gonna need. So back over to me. All right, so that's your list. You're gonna get your cooking ingredients together. I got no kids in the house anymore. My grandbabies are all in Alberta now. So it sucks to be me, a grandchildless grandma these days. Anyhow, best banana bread ever. So you're going to need 1.5 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 eggs, half a cup of soft butter, half a cup of sugar, 3 to 4 bananas. So I've got 6, so I'm going to make a double batch. 2. And then half a teaspoon of vanilla. So to double it, of course, all you do is double your recipe, okay? Good morning, good morning. Okay, so let me get an ashtray and wash my hands. All right, so got that done. Excusez-moi. Let me choke and wash my hands while I do so. Hands be a washing. Okay. So what's on the go for today, Miss Marie? Myself here, other than cooking this banana loaf, I don't think nothing. It's all foggy and going to rain here today. It's really cold. So that's why we got the oven on. I guess we may as well turn it on. Preheat it to 350 and start. Always helps to, oh, thank God I looked. You live with a man, you live with someone putting stuff in your stinking oven. And you need to knock them right out. That's what needs to be done. Turning your friggin' oven on, expecting it to be empty, and it ain't empty. Good morning, Patty dear. All right, so get your ingredients. All right, I'm going to get mine. No point in having them pre-measured because ain't nobody at home got their stuff pre-measured. So, morning. I like to get it while everybody's on the show so they can get theirs too. We can actually bake together, like for real, right? Okay. More than one bowl is needed, of course. And it has been a few weeks since I baked, so dust builds in my bowls. I better rinse them. Nobody likes that. Ooh, what am I tasting? What am I tasting? Oh, goodness, I don't know. You're tasting what's been sitting for a month now in the room and whatever's collected in that dish. Which could be fur around here. Could be tasting fur. And nobody likes to eat fur, so that's why we always pre-wash everything. Knock them out, right? Yeah. Oh, you turn your oven on, and holy heck, last thing I want is some dishes in there that are surprise. I hate surprise dishes, unless they're clean. I love clean surprise dishes. I don't get that surprise very often. What do you think, girls? Surprise dishes when they're clean? I hate messy dishes. Okay. This should give us for our main things like my bananas and the other things that got to be separated out. I'll have to go into something smaller. Okay. So several bowls, obviously cleaned and dry. Okay. Next. Something for the littler. You'll need little containers. Well, I would have preferred something littler, but these ones will have to do. We're all about making our work. Don't need to be pretty, just needs to work, needs to taste good. That's the thing. Definitely needs to taste good. All right, so 1.5 cups of flour. Let's do that. I got a 1 cup and a 2 cup. And I'm making 3, or I'm going to be making, using 3 cups because I'm doubling my batch. So 1.5 and 1.5 is 3. All right. Make sure you're measuring accurately, because if you don't, it won't taste like it's supposed to. And nobody likes to take the time to make something that's yucky. At least I don't. I mean, my God. Measure it right in the bag if you've got a big bag of flour. That way you're not making a mess all over the place. Because nobody likes a mess. Not even people who clean them for a living. They really probably hate mess. Even more than the rest of us hate mess. All right, flour in. This goes over here now. This can get out of my face. Next, let's see. And next we need a teaspoon of salt. A whole teaspoon, because again, I'm doubling my recipe. And it's really good when you have to look all over the place for your measuring stuff. All right, wonderful. Good times in the Maritimes. All right, what do we got here? Just a pinch. What in the God's name is that? It says just a pinch right on it. Like, seriously. Good morning, Mandy. Hopefully you like to bake too, darling. And if I can find me some clean... Oh, look, I found what I'm looking for. Did I? God love me. 1 teaspoon. I did. Wow. And this one really makes me laugh. A pinch. I never even knew it said a pinch. The things you figure out when you really take the time to read it. All right. There's my salt. Next, we'll do the baking soda. And da-da-da-da. So yeah, not a good day today for summer. You don't want to be doing nothing. I wouldn't want to be on the water. I wouldn't want to be on the beach. It's just foggy and wet out. It's gross. It's not even warm. It's like, I don't know, Mother Nature took her sun humidity back. My God, this summer has not been very great so far. 1 good day, 4 or 5 bad days. I want 4 or 5 good days, then give me a bad day. Anyhow, 2 eggs are going to go in this one. I guess we can bring it closer. My God. Am I social distancing from my camera? Feel like. Okay. Okay, eggs done 2 for now. Next is our cup of soft butter. I like to use this unless you keep the block stuff out on your counter overnight. Then it won't really be so much soft. Okay, this is 3/4 cup. Like, oh God, why do I have all my wonky donkey sizes all off today? It's wonky donkey day. All right, 2 of these. 2 of these it is. We'll just blop it in there. Don't really matter how it goes in, as long as it goes in and there's no bubbles or nothing in it. And we'll have to do this 2 times. Because, like I said, I'm doubling my recipe. And naturally, I can't find all the right supply size cups and measuring whatevers that I'm using today. So we use the ones we find and make them work. All right, there's one fully measured out, and we're putting this one in. That's for the bananas, this one. And just roll your knife around it and pat, pat, pat. My God, of course it's butter. It does like to stick, right? Anyhow, almost got her all out. My God. All right, fill her up again. Filling it up because I'm doubling my batch and I'm doing everything twice, which makes it so nice, right? I'll freeze one because, I mean, I'm the only one here eating my banana loaf now. Granddaughter's gone. She used to like it as much as I did. Well, not used to. She does, but it's hard to eat it when you're in Alberta, I got to say. Yeah. Oh boy, the oven's heated up now. That means that the kitchen will start heating up quicker than I was hoping. All right, a little extra because I had a little some in there. All right, back into pouring this one in. And I suppose I could use something way better than a stinking steak knife to scrape it in, but hey, it does the job. And all right, there's the butter. Over here it goes. Next ingredient we need to measure out is our sugar. All right, get your sugar. 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 And I'll put it in this one. 1 cup of sugar for me and half a cup of sugar for you. Dude, yeah, it is. It's perfect day for a banana loaf because there's not a whole lot else you could do today but make something useful in the kitchen. So when we do get a good day, you know, you can haul it out and go take it to the beach or something. Or in the back of my bike box. And banana bread, ooh, that'll store right good. I'd be able to take that for miles on the trails. Now that I think of it, I won't be freezing that other loaf after all, as I'll be eating it. All right, sugar measured. Next is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 teaspoon because I'm doubling and you're using half a teaspoon because you're not doubling. And this is a 1er. Alrighty, I'll just throw this in with the eggs. To heck with it. Because I don't want to dirty another dish. Alright, so that's measured. Last thing we got to measure is the bananas. And they're going in here. Alright. Do. Alrighty, put this over here because I'm going to make a mess of my recipe thing. Everything was wiped down beforehand because, you know, God forbid I have hair in my food. It would gross me right the heck out. And we'll do it the lazy way. They don't look that ripe, but trust me, they're very soft and my kitchen is quite smelling wonderfully of bananas. And that's exactly how you want it, especially before they even hit the oven. So, 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4, right? How many bananas to make it taste so good? Well, everybody buys different sized bananas, so you can use it as you will. Large bananas, small bananas, 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Just says bananas on that recipe. Doesn't say the size, but I always use large because you just can never have enough banana and banana bread. I don't like these stringy things. I don't know. Pull them off. I don't know if they do any good in your bread or any bad. Probably not, but they're yucky looking. So get rid of them. Like banana worms. Not really, you know what I mean? But just stringy like so. Oh, yes. They're almost ready to be liquid, really. This is so soft. I'm surprised they're not as brown as they feel they should be. I guess with the heat that we do have on the days when we do get it. See how brown that is? But it's got that spaghetti thing in there, them wormy things. I don't like them. I don't like them. They are the banana reject part. Bye-bye. You are the weakest banana part. Anywho, almost done. Last one. Now, I'm gonna plug my mixer in. But first, let me clear this mess. I'm just gonna put it over here because I gotta go in my compost bin and I'm not ready to go outside to there yet. Alrighty. Aha. Something's where it should be. How'd that happen? Oh! Oh! Woo! there's 10 other things that are not where they should be. Oh, all right. Away with that. And here with this. Like, it's a small kitchen, but it's still hard to find stuff in the god dang thing. Especially when you live with someone that can't remember anything from one day to the next. It's constantly Groundhog Day around here. Poor husband's got a very terrible memory. He had a brain injury a couple of years ago in a work accident, and, well, he's on reset all the time. Poor glitchy bugger. And then he's got me. Woo! Lucky guy! Woo! Anyhow, let's mush up some bananas. First step in making your banana loaf is having mushy bananas. I'd really like to see somebody make them with whole bananas. Now, that would be just goddamn funny. Invite people who like bananas. Oh my God, monkeys! I don't know if monkeys are using Facebook, Marie. Too funny. Invite people who like bananas. It's not like I see people like on bananas for banana shirts or anything, or wearing banana pins or banana earrings. Who are you banana loving people besides me? I know I love my bananas and I don't have any of those things. Now see, if these weren't ready to be making banana loaf with, they wouldn't look all wet and mushy, and they wouldn't be this easy to mush up. They'd be giving me a real hard time. But they're good little bananas. You have? Yeah, but that's probably when you were in Guelph. Probably had oranges and apples and stuff too. Alrighty. First things first is mushed up. Good. Mashed bananas. Alright. Over they go. See if I can find my sifter. That'd be interesting if I can find that other thing. And no. Alright. Time given on that, and I'm not taking no more. Now, I'll mash up my eggs. They need to be beaten. And that looks pretty beaten to me. Aha, see, they did have apples and oranges and probably pineapple too, right? Okay, next thing next. Sift all of our dry ingredients together. And I can't find my sifter, so maybe you can't find your sifter either. So you got these. These are God's sifters. These are what you use when you can't find your actual, kitchen utensils that they sell you. Fluff it in over the top. That's like sifting. Knock on it. Bang, bang. Same with the sugar. Fluff it over. Or salt. And the sugar gets mushed with the butter. Jesus, don't let me forget that. That was the salt that went in there. We're just going to use a fork. And this is just sifting your baking soda, your salt, and your flour. Do not put your sugar in it. Okay? The sugar gets mixed with the butter. And that's the next step. Okay, sugar and butter. And look, which container will I use to mix them with? Well, not these stinking containers, because they're not gonna friggin' I wasn't thinking that one ahead. All right. Well, everything can't go perfect all the time, right? At least not in my kitchen. This is more of Murphy's Law kitchen. Good God, if it could friggin' happen, it's gonna. And if it's gonna mess up, well, it's gonna do that too. Because I have some sort of Murphy's stinking bad luck. But then I turn it around and turn it into Cape Breton magic luck. I don't want to make a round loaf pan. Where in the stinking heckin' is my other? Oh, boy. All right, so we're going from banana loaf to some banana muffins. We're going to make them both because I can't find my other pan. And hey, I can eat them both on the trail just as easily. I'm still looking for that goddamn other dish I need. Okay, something to mash that together with. All right. Well, lo and behold, a bowl, but let's rinse it. Like I said, I live with a house full of dogs, and And every time I haven't used something in a little while, I gotta rinse it because, dear God, it'll be full of fur. And I know this because I live with the little stinkers. My little buggers that I love more than anything. All right, fur-free bowl ready to cook with. Or ready to mash our butter and stuff with. So you can't really see inside this bowl. I usually like to use the glass ones for effect, of course. But I promise you, there's nothing really effective or even like really fancy about buttering and mixing your butter and your sugar. It's just going to get creamy. And it won't look at all like it does now. Looks like this right now. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. And we'll do some. Oh, real easy to mix when the butter's warm. You gotta love warm, creamy butter. Oh, it's so nice to work with, I gotta say. Last time I made it, I think it was like feeling like winter. And what a difference. All right, that took all of 5 seconds. But it's a blah blah day, why not bake? Especially if you're riding an ATV or going to the beach, banana bread would pack so easy. It's like a sandwich, except you don't have to make it. Slice it and go. Heck, if you're feeling real cave person-y, leave it right in the loaf and bite out of it like it's, you know, a great big submarine sandwich. I might, maybe. All right, so there's our cream butter and sugar. Okay, we have our dry ingredients all sifted together and mixed up. All right, again, our flour, our salt, and our baking soda. We mixed, or we beat our eggs, and we added our vanilla in with our eggs. Our bananas are mashed. Sugar is beat with our butter. So now we're going to mix our wet ingredients together. Mix your wet ingredients together now. Our creamed butter and sugar. We're adding in our eggs and our vanilla. Give it a little mix. It's hard to work in a kitchen that don't have no counter space or nothing, so I got top of my portable dishwasher is my first counter, and I got my island over there, which is kind of become like my counter that's holding everything. So what can you do? You try and make space, and all you do is fill it up. Okay. Now we need to mix our bananas in. Since my banana bowl is bigger than my other bowl, we will add these in with that. Let's get something better to mix this with. Aha. This thing. And again, rinse. Okay. And in this goes to this. Now it's important to mix the wet with the wet and the dry with the dry in order to get the right reaction for your banana bread. Because when you're using baking soda, it can be fussy if you don't mix it at the right time. So make sure you follow how you mix them together or else it won't turn. And you have to take, when your loaf is done, it has to be taken out of the pan to cool off or it'll sink. It'll concave into itself and it'll give you a yucky loaf. So when your loaf is done, if you did a one loaf recipe, you're going to keep your loaf in the oven in your greased pan, okay? You can just grease it with either the spray stuff or use lard or butter, whatever you want. Put it on your pan before you put it in the oven. Your loaf will be in the oven for 80 minutes, okay? 80 minutes for your loaf. You have to stick in the very middle, at the highest point of your loaf, stick a butter knife or a toothpick in. Do not take it out, or don't take your loaf out of the oven until it comes out clean and clear. Even if there's a tiny little bit on that knife or on that toothpick, you're going to have a spot through your loaf that's not fully cooked. Even a little hairline spot will make it yucky. Don't make your loaf yucky. All right, there's my wet ingredients all mixed together, okay? So now we're gonna take our wet, the god dang I put that thing at now. Lord God, why can't I keep things still? Why isn't this kitchen big enough? God dang it. All right. Pour your wet into your dry. Okay. And mix again. This is the final step here. You didn't? Well, my daughter made her first loaf, and that was the only thing that she didn't do. She said, Mom, it tasted just like yours, but it sunk, and it concave. And it does that exactly when you don't take it out to air dry. So instantly, like the second you take it out of the oven, find a cooling rack or, something that's going to allow the air to get around the whole loaf and make sure that it cools properly. Because if you just leave it to cool in the pan, it's going to be yucky and concave. And I promise you'll be not happy with your loaf. So that's a really good tip. And it's very important, like I said, to mix your ingredients together in the right way. Because if you mix them at the wrong time, like just mix them as you see them written on the page, that's not how it goes. It's weird if you don't make the banana loaf proper. Roger that, right? Oh, this is going to be a good loaf. Lots and lots of bananas in there. And great banana muffins. Because what do you do when you can't find all your loaf pans? You get your muffin pans. And it don't even matter if whatever it is you're making, and if you're making whatever it is loaf, it could always be whatever it is muffins. Where do you think they make muffins from? Anyhow, now I'm looking for my spray butter stuff. Can I find it? Oh my God, I did. All right. Spray butter stuff. Just gonna give these a little paper towel dusting. Before they get this dusting. So just to do this dusting, you just want to do a simple, nothing too major, because the more of this butter you spray on, the crispier all of your muffins or your loaf itself will be. Now, crispy is in like just a slight little crisp around the texture of the outside of the loaf, which I don't mind. But you may like it less crispy. It'll soften up in a day anyways once it sits around in the humidity of your kitchen. You know, if it comes back, that is, like summer should this time of year. So now we're just going to scrape the pan again. Give it one more under scrape, kind of make sure nothing's stuck or whatever there. Because blenders aren't perfect, them beaters. They are not infallible. All right. Here we go, nice and slow. You want to do it 3/4 of the way up, not full, but not half either, because I like a chunky loaf. All right. So that's a pretty chunky loaf right there. Good morning, Sylvia, hun. And next is for the muffins. And for that, I'm just going to use a spoon. Because it just makes it simpler. And again, your muffins, the smaller you make them, the faster they cook, there's that. But the bigger you make them, the bigger your muffin is. Now, it doesn't look like I've got a whole heck of a lot here to work with, so I'm just going to make small ones. And see what I got after that, and I'll top them up. It's kind of gluey, this batter, which makes it easy to not make too much of a mess with. I'll say that, and then I'll make a big mess because I'm cool like that. But yeah, banana muffins in the summer are just so easy, or banana bread, to tote it along to your beach outing, to your picnic, wherever you're going, you don't got to worry about it going bad or, you know, anything in the sun, whatnot, because it'll keep really well for you and you won't have to worry about getting sick off of it, which is nice. So it travels well, it tastes good, you don't have to fuss with it too much once you get it outside. It doesn't need a whole lot of care. So it makes it a real convenient thing if you're out on the go in the summer. And who isn't at this time of year? Especially we live in such a short season of it. So yeah, we're at the end of this. I will certainly take pictures of the out of the oven. Again, remember, you're going to put your muffins in for 30 minutes, okay? At 30 minutes, your biggest muffin you will stick in your knife or your toothpick. And if it doesn't come out crystal clear, completely clean of muffin batter or, you know, loaf batter, put it back in the oven for 5 more minutes, depending on how much is on there, okay? So, as you can see, I'm going to have to level them out because I don't have them in there all completely level. So what that means is they won't cook evenly. So, go and take it, you know, eyeball your pan, look at the amount you have in each little muffin tin, and just give it another eyeball and make sure they're even. See now? They're much more even and I won't have to worry about inconsistencies in the oven while they cook. Now they're going in side by side, same top rack, but space between them so that the air in the oven can still move around and cook them. All right. Muffin pan's in lengthwise, so it's not in longwise, so it gets all the air in the oven flowing around it, and the muffin pan is in lengthwise as well. It's important to make sure you use your oven correctly so that all the air can go around it and they can cook evenly and nothing is not going to cook right. Because if it don't cook right, it won't taste right. Anyhow, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the views, the likes. Please share this video if you think that you like it. Like I said, I'm going to show the aftermath of how it looks when it's done, and I'll show you out on the trail of me eating it and having fun. All right, guys, have a good one. Enjoy your foggy day here in Sydney. Bye. Janet Dermody out. Cape Breton Live.